Okay, so what we were discussing about the secret key algorithm or the symmetric key algorithm. Same key is used. Key is repeated and XORed with the characters and then generate the ciphertext. Ciphertext we have stored in this one. This is the ciphertext. Actually, the ciphertext again we can XOR with the key. Here, ciphertext and key. You XOR again and you're going to generate the final test. And the final is, if you deconvert, you will get the original message. That is the idea of secret key. Using symmetric key. One key for encryption and decryption. So if you know the key, then key එක දැනන් හිටියනම් එච්චරයි. key එක දන්නව නම් අපිට encrypt decrypt කරන්න පුළුවන්. But in the other hand, the public key algorithm, it is different one. Public key algorithm is a kind of it's a like mathematical. It's using modular arithmetic. It's actually a very strange one. The very strange one, because so I'm not going to teach you the algorithm there. I'll teach you how it happens. Let's say this is your, let's say this is your key. This is your key for encryption. Actually, if you lock something using this key, the decryption can be done. The decryption can be done using matching, but there's another key to decrypt that. Actually, there are two keys in this algorithm. Two keys are used. So that is called public key and private key. Public key and private key. So this is how it works. Okay. Let's say if you encrypt something using private key, you can decrypt it using the public key. If you encrypt something using a public key, you can decrypt using the private key. That is strange, right? But that is the nature. So there are two keys. Please write down. There are two keys. If you two keys, and within bracket you can write the keys: public key and private key. If you encrypt something using the public key, you can decrypt it using the private key, and vice versa. Vice versa means the reverse can also be done. Reverse means, so if you encrypt using the private key, you can decrypt using the public key. So it's like a matching key pair. ඒකට match වෙන key එකක් තමයි දෙන්න. මේක private key නම් මේ public key නම්. So this matching pair will work together. There are two keys. If this is the public key, this will become the private key. If this is the public key, and this will become the private key. So anyway, the matching key can decrypt, but make and lock karot. If you lock using the private key, you can't unlock using the private key. So that also you have to write down. If you encrypt using the private key, you cannot decrypt using the same key, same private key. This is true about the public key. යතුරු දෙකම ඕන අපිට encrypt කරන්න decrypt කරන්න. Okay, so what's happening in this algorithm? Let's say A want to send data, and there are three parties: A, B, and C are three parties. A has A's private key, KPRIA. A has K's private key. Obviously, his private key should with him no. ඒගේ private key එක ඒ ළඟ තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් එහෙම නැත්නම් ඒක වැඩක් නැහැ නේ. ඒගේ private key එක ඒ ළඟ තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒක හින්දා ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. I'm going to draw two shapes. It's easy. This is person A. A has K private A, private key of A. And A has public keys of B and C. K has public key of B and C. Please draw this. Public key of B and C. Public key again on again. A has private key of A, public key of B and C. Similar to that, B has private key of B and public key of C and A. Okay, there's another guy that is C. C has public key, private key of C, public key of A and B. Public key actually everyone knows. And not only that, actually here, so I couldn't mention, it has public key of A as well, right? Otherwise, like it's unfair, no? So it has public key of A as well. Its own public key. එකක් තියෙන්න බෑ. එයාගේ තමන්ගේම public key එකක් තියෙන්න. Should has it's having its own public key also. Here also it's having the own public key of C. But this is how keys are distributed. Private key never distributed. Private key never distributed. Right? In public key cryptography, private key is never distributed. So if A want to send a message to B, let's say A want to send a message to B, what A should do? If A want to send a message to B, this is the message. This message will be first encrypted by using B's public key. Send to back. This will be encrypted by using B's public key. K public key of B, right? The message will be encrypted by using the public key of B. Then who can unlock that? Who can unlock that? Who has the key to unlock this? This you should understand. This is simple, right? The message will be encrypted by using B's public key. Then who can unlock that? You know the answer, Pute. B ki public key වලින් lock කරප එකක් unlock කරන්න පුළුවන් කාටද? Can yes, B's only B's private key, right? Who has B's private key? B ki private key එක තියෙන්නේ B ළඟ විතරයි. If message is encrypted with B's public key, this message can be decrypted only by using B's private key. Message can be decrypted only by using B's private key. B ki public key එකකින් lock කරප එකක් අරින්න පුළුවන් B ki private key. B ki private key එක තියෙන්නේ B ළඟ විතරමයි. The key is not exchanged. It's with the B only. So this method is really secure than the secret key algorithm. But the key calculation is actually expensive. Right? Key calculation is very expensive. So it needs certain amount of time. Right? If A wants to send, please write this message to B, A will encrypt it using B's public key, so that only B can decrypt using, only B can decrypt by using B's private key. Since private keys are not shared, this will be highly secure. But key generation is expensive and needs more calculations in calculation time. Therefore, public key cryptography, public key cryptography is not used for regularly sending and receiving messages. Instead of that, it can be used to encrypt the secret key when it is shared, secret key when it is shared. Public key එකෙන් මේක කරන්න ගියොත් ඒක ටිකක් අමාරුයි, මේ calculations වැඩිනේ. ඒ හින්දා public key එක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් message යවන්න පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි secret key එක, දැන් මෙයා secret key එකක් හදලා ඒක එහා පැත්තට යවා ගන්න public key එක පාවිච්චි කරනවා. secret key එකක් හදලා ඒක අනිත් පැත්තට යවා ගන්න public key algorithm එක පාවිච්චි කරනවා. This is mainly used when generating and sharing a session key for a specific time period. Right? Especially session එකක් හදාගනිද්දී. දැන් අපි හිතමු A ටයි B ටයි communicate කරන්න ඕන. A need to communicate with B. Okay. Please stop writing. ලියන්න නැතුව අහගන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලම. Let's say A want to communicate with B. A ට ඕන B ට message යවන්න. ඉතින් A B සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න එපා. එතකොට A කරන්නේ secret key එකක් හදලා B ගේ public key එකෙන් A's secret key will be encrypted. Secret key is the message. That key is encrypted using B's public key and sent to B. එතකොට C බලන් හිටියද C ට බෑ මේක unlock කරන්න. මොකද C ළඟ නැහැනේ B ගේ private key එක. ඉතින් C ට නිකන් බලන් ඉන්න විතරයි වෙන්නේ. C නිකන් බලන් ඉන්නවා. C hacker කෙනෙක් කියලා හිතමු. hacker නම් මෙයා බලන් ඉන්නවා. මොකද මෙයා දන්නේ නැහැ private key එක. මේක යනවා B ට. B ට ගියාට පස්සේ B ළඟ තියෙනවා B ගේ private key. B has B's private key. So B can unlock and get the message. Actually message is a session key. Message එකේ විදිහට තියෙන session key එක. ඊට පස්සේ B කරන්නේ A session key එකෙන් encrypt කරලා messages මෙහෙට එවනවා. මෙයා ළඟ කොහොමද ඒ හදපු එක තියෙනවනේ. එයා එකෙන් decrypt කරනවා. දැන් ඉතින් C ට ආයෙත් බලන් ඉන්න වෙනවා. මොකද මේ session key එකත් B ට C ට ගන්න බැරි වුණානේ. session key එක යවුවේ මේ විදිහට secure විදිහටනේ. Then A and B are exchanging messages in faster way using the session key. After some time C try කළා session key එක ගන්න time එක වෙද්දී මේ session එක ඉවරයි. හරි එහෙනම් ඒ session එකට විතරයි ඊට පස්සේ ඒ session එක expire වෙනවා. After expiring so C තවත් try කරනවා. හරි C ට පුළුවන් type කළා බලන්න එක brute force attack කියලා කියනවා අපි ඒකට. එක එකව guess කරලා type කරලා බලන්න ABC ද ABC 1 2 3 ද hello ද hi ද ඔක්කොම type කර try කරන්න පුළුවන්. That is called brute force attack. ඒක නවත්තන්න බෑ. Anyone can try to guess නේ. දැන් ඔයාගේ password එක ඔයා කාටවත් දෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඔය ඕන කෙනෙකුට ඔක ගෙස් කරන්න පුළුවන් ඕන තරම් වාරයක් ගෙස් කරලා හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ හින්දා තමයි මේ key එක ටිකක් strong key එකක් use කරන්න එක. Okay, now you can write it පුතේ. So I think with that this session is over. And there are small areas to discuss. Anyway, next day my plan is to start discussing the papers. Right, with that I'm finishing the theory session for 2021, and let's discuss papers from the next day. Okay, then we have discussed almost all theories, and probably examination will be there in the October as announced. Not sure still, but on discussion. And let's try to discuss more papers within that period. And you have your regular class in the regular time, 8 p.m. You have your 2022 regular class. Please join with that as well. Okay then, good night. See you all in next week.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. Bye.